Hi, this is Brecklin Abels, and this is my community service project. The project was community birth education. This was definitely about empowering women through education in a community birth setting. So, a little bit about the background. Um, you know, Childbirth education is so important because this is when families become empowered through their decisions that they make with the informed decisions, and ultimately this truly leads to higher satisfaction rates. And so that's really why I decided to create our community's first ever community birth education course. So a little bit about the background is that, before this course was created, truly the only thing our community had was childbirth education courses that were geared towards hospital birth. So I decided that our community needed something new. Since we are the first freestanding birth center in northern Colorado, we really needed kind of our own curriculum that was geared towards community birth settings. So over the last few months, I created an entire childbirth education course for families specifically seeking out a community birth setting. So what it was about, so the curriculum that the birth center had was very outdated. It wasn't being used anymore, and it was not applicable to a blended practice of CPMs and CNMs. And so I took everything, kind of scratched it, redesigned everything, updated the materials, and updated all of the research and the educational topics. And then I took that updated curriculum and I taught it to the families that we were seeing through our birth center. And then I took all of that and trained our staff doulas so that we could begin offering this course once a month to all of these families. So where this took place, we held the childbirth education course in our event space, which is a separate building. It's technically a separate business. However, it is kind of associated with our birth center. So the event space is called A Social Place. And all this was through Tender Gifts, ultimately, which is the birth center where I work. And why did I do it? Well, really, it's because everything in our community was hospital-based education. And the very few courses that kind of were focused more on home births were very choppy because the doulas were trying to force a hospital curriculum to make sense in a community birth setting. So our clients really truly didn't find the courses that they were taking relevant to their births with us. And so I kind of revamped everything to make it more relevant so that our families could actually use what they were learning to help better plan for their births. So how I did it, I definitely used our NARM approved textbooks to update the materials to be more evidence-based and up-to-date. And then I offered this course to all of our existing clients at the time to kind of get a feel for how did it work, how did it flow. And then following the childbirth education course, we held that on a Saturday. I then offered a refresher course on the following Thursday, and this was actually a hands-on refresher course that was taught in our birth suites so that families could get a feel for the actual tools that they were going to have for their birth. So this included demonstrations of how to use the yoga ball, the peanut ball, the tub, yoga swing, Swedish ladders, rebozos, all of it, so that they would better or feel better prepared to use the things that we offered. So the methods. Phase 1, this was definitely the most difficult phase of this project. This is where I had to find a photographer to donate their time, collect all the headshots for all of our staff members so we could put them in the book. I had to lay out kind of this new childbirth education book that we were going to hand out and then plan out the curriculum. Phase 2 was that I took all of this updated material and I actually taught the entire course I did that twice, and then I also did those refresher courses following the actual class day. Phase 3 was then that I trained the staff doulas that we have so that they would be able to teach the course, and then we could offer it on a once a month basis. The barriers I faced in this, like I said, was definitely finding a photographer to donate their time. That is not a small ask of a photographer. That is a huge, huge ask, and I was lucky enough to find one who could donate their time. And then, of course, trying to schedule and coordinate a photo shoot for 30 different members and staff members of all females and very busy schedules with little kids. And so kind of getting all of those together was definitely the biggest hurdle that I had. The impact, our families, honestly, they loved the course. They found it way more relevant. They felt way more prepared. And the best part of this is that the community midwives now had a solid recommendation for their own clients, and they weren't having to send them to hospital-based childbirth education courses. So this definitely brought the community together as well. And this course is not open only to our clients, but to all of the community, really. So acknowledgements, definitely tender gifts for donating the space so that we could teach the course and get all of our families together. It's a beautiful space. It's wonderful, and it's really fun to kind of to hold it there so that we can also, you know, have a space to gather everybody and just have a community. And our photographer for donating their time, like I said, it was no small ask. And then our local FedEx actually gave us a really great discount on the materials when I was printing them, and then everybody who donated towards the cost of the materials as well. And here are my references. A lot of them you recognize, and the other ones are really kind of showing the importance of childbirth education. So thank you so much for listening, and I can't wait to see where this project goes in the future.